energy from the winds. Yes, the energy or power which comes from the winds is called wind energy. Did you ever notice any windmills while you are traveling from one place to another place? Maybe some of you can observe the windmills. Did you think why they located over there? Did you have any doubt? Yes, of course. Nowadays they are using for producing the electricity. But in the olden days, the windmills are located and used for grinding the grains and lifting the water. So for these two purposes they used the windmills before many hundreds of years. And you can observe the same in some movies also. Right. But with the advent of the technology, they used the windmills and they are using present also the windmills to generate the electricity. Solar energy can be useful or can be possible through few of the countries which lies between the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer. So which is called as the torrid zone or tropical countries. Why? Because in those areas the countries which are light can get abundant sunshine, or sun's light and heat can get by those countries which lies between those tropical area because of the curvature nature of the earth. But wind energy, wind is presented everywhere. So all the countries have a chance to produce electricity with the winds. And so they located the windmills in the places where they can get abundant wind, and the wind has to be come steadily. So at the places of coastal area and the mountainous areas, they located wind farms. So there a group of clusters of windmills, means a group of windmills are located which is called wind farms at the places of coastal areas and mountainous areas. While the wind is coming, these will rotate and these are connected to a generator which can able to generate electricity by the moving of the windmill. So this is the process of getting electricity through the windmill. So even though the wind is present everywhere on the earth, these countries are leading producers of wind energy. So those are Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA and Spain are leading producers. Because of the inexhaustible nature of the solar, wind and tidal energy, human beings can able to get abundant energy from these renewable resources. Nuclear power is the artificial power which is generated by the human being. Nuclear power is the artificial power which is produced by the natural substances of uranium and thorium. So let us discuss about the nuclear power. So this nuclear power is produced by the naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. These two fuels undergo nuclear fission in nuclear reactors and emit power. This is nuclear reactor and this is nuclear fission. In the nuclear reactor we have the nuclear fission. So here uranium and thorium fuels are placed. So due to the heat it produces the power in the form of steam. This steam will rotate this turbine. So by the moving of this turbine, generator will on. So by the owning this generator we can get the electricity. So this is the process of nuclear power. USA and European countries are leading producers of this nuclear power. In our country, in the places of Rajasthan and Jharkhand, large deposits of uranium we have. And the monazite sands of Kerala, we can get the thorium deposits. What are the monazite sand? Monazite sand means the sand which is having variety of minerals is called monazite sand. So that type of sand is present in Kerala and there we can get the thorium in a good quantity. Not only this, Across the country, we have few nuclear stations. Those are Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar in Rajasthan, Narora in Uttar Pradesh, and Kaiga in Karnataka. I am repeat it again. Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar in Rajasthan, Narora in Uttar Pradesh, Kaiga in Karnataka are the few of nuclear power stations in India. Geothermal energy. So what is the meaning of geo? Earth or things which are related to the earth are called geo. So geothermal power means the energy or power which comes from the earth is called geothermal energy. How it will come? Yes, it is very interesting to know about the geothermal energy. Right, we will go into the concept. This geothermal energy will come from the underground of the earth. As we know that earth has three layers: crust, mantle, core. Crust means where we are living, where we are seeing around is called crust. It is quite cool. But while we are going down the earth to reach mantle and core, there is unbearable and huge heat produced underground the earth. There is a lot of heat while we are going down the earth. After the mantle, no instrument also can go into the earth. So this heat under the earth is useful to generate the power. Sometimes this heat under the earth will come out of the surface of the earth in the form of hot springs. So this hot spring is useful to the people who are living in that area for cooking, bathing and heating purposes. But in some areas they have to dig the wells to get the pressure from the earth, and with that pressure or heat they will turn the turbines. So by moving the turbine, generator will on and we can get the power. So like that we can get the geothermal power from the underground of the earth. USA is the leading producer of geothermal energy. And along with the USA, New Zealand, Iceland, Philippines and central part of America also has a huge plants of geothermal energy. In our India, we have Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh have the geothermal power stations. So by fixing the wells underground the earth where the heat is produced naturally, from that heat we can get the energy. So in non-conventional power resources we have tidal energy and biogas. So these are the last two power resources in non-conventional power resources. The first one is tidal energy. So what is tidal energy? Getting or production of the energy from the tides, ocean tides or sea tides is called tidal energy. Yes, at the narrow openings of the sea, we can build the dams and we can locate the generators at the down of the dams. So when high tides are coming, with the pressure and energy of that high tides, that turbines will move and they will on the generator, which will lead to get the energy. So the turbines move with the energy or pressure of high tides, which produce the energy is called tidal energy. So this tidal energy is limited in the countries. So the countries like Russia and France are producing the tidal energy. In our country, Gulf of the Kutch had huge tidal mills. So getting energy by using the energy of high tides is called tidal energy. The next one is biogas. So what is the biogas? The name itself, it is indicating bio. So which has life is called bio, right? The organic waste such as dead plants and animals dung and kitchen waste, all these are converted into gaseous fuel called biogas. And this biogas is especially the mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. So by using all this bio waste or organic waste, we can get fuel which is helpful to the heating purpose and lightening purpose. So that is biogas. This bio waste or organic waste placed in the biogas tanks, which are called biogas digesters, and with the bacteria become decomposed and converted into gaseous form, which is called biogas. It also giving huge amount of organic manure every year to the fields also. Yes, collecting organic waste and place them in the biogas digesters, and with the bacteria made them decomposed, is leading to the production of methane and carbon dioxide mixed gas is called biogas. So it is a very eco-friendly system. Yes, by this we completed the lesson minerals and power resources. So in this we have learnt about the various minerals and extraction methods, conservation of the minerals. Next, in power resources, we learnt about the conventional power resources and non-conventional power resources. By reading this lesson, we can understand that energy is present everywhere, in air, sunshine, under the underground of the earth, in organic matter. Everywhere energy is there, but extracting this energy is costly and time consuming. So energy is very precious and we have to conserve the energy. If we conserve the energy, means it leads to the production of energy only. So if you conserve as much as possible, it leads to the production of new energy. Thank you.